So, we've run out of fuel. I can't believe this place is an absolute joke. So, I'm sort of going to break down what's happened over the last couple of weeks, but long story short. So the first thing we find out is there's a shortage in HGV drivers, which are the drivers that drive fuel to fuel stations. Now, apparently what this means, obviously, is there isn't a shortage of fuel, there's just a shortage of lorry drivers to get the fuel to the fuel stations. Now, I don't know where this got mixed up, but somehow people seem to think that means we're running out of fuel. But what they clearly explained is that we're not running out of fuel, we're just having a shortage of the fuel being delivered. So what that sort of means, rather than the fuel being delivered every day, it's now being delivered every other day, you know, something to that extent. I don't know exactly, but that's, you know, a rough guideline. Rather than it be every day or every other day, it's gone further along. Now, what they explained is as long as everyone uses the fuel they normally buy, this shouldn't affect anyone. However, we live in a society where someone says we might be running out of fuel or there will be a slight fuel shortage because of delivery drivers, not the fuel itself. That suddenly means, right, I need to fill my tank up just in case we've run out of fuel. We're not going to run out of fuel, are we? It's just a case of the fuel's being delivered less. The same fuel would be there. So for example, you put in £20 a week, every week for however many weeks. If you continued to do that as well as everyone else did their normal routine, we wouldn't be running out of fuel. However, someone's gone, I don't want to run out of fuel. I don't want to be the one that tries to drive to work and runs out of fuel. I'm going to fill my tank so I last the whole month. However, every idiot seems to think like that. So everyone's filling up their tanks and now we're out of fuel. So because of some people's inability to just read and understand what they're actually saying, they've panicked and just bought loads of fuel that they don't need. So they've got cars sat on their drive with a month's worth of fuel for no reason when they're only doing 2 days a week. You know, it's people are filling their cars up like it's literally going to run out of fuel, but they're not running out of fuel. It's just being delivered less. People are jokes, man. And what this means is that someone like me, so I'm sure someone's looking at my green car behind me going, he's the reason that we're running out of fuel. He's using it all. No, my car's a diesel. I average 50 miles per gallon. Luckily, I put 20 quid in my car, what, a week ago? And that'll last me 2 weeks. So luckily for me, my car's actually good on fuel. However, I'd hate to be someone with a V8 or a supercharged or a turbo petrol, which averaged 20 to the gallon. Didn't know this was going to happen. Didn't know people were going to lose their minds about fuel. Put 30 quid in and suddenly by the end of the week they're out of fuel and they can't get any because all the fuel stations are shut, because idiots keep buying all the fuel, panicking that there's not going to be any left when there would have been some left if they just listened and didn't buy fuel they don't need. So what does this mean? So long story short is that they even said we will employ the army to drive the lorries if we need to. If there's that much of a shortage, the army are going to step in. But we won't need to do that as long as people ration the fuel, drive normally. I mean, it's toilet paper all over again. It's like, why is it? Soon someone says, don't worry. They're like, time to worry, time to panic. I'm gonna run out of fuel. No, you won't if you just shop normally. You just do the normal things you normally do. You drive the normal distances and you buy the normal amount of fuel. You would be fine. That's really all I've got to say, to be honest. It's just like, I just wanted to talk to you guys or talk to the camera and just be like, how has this happened again? Like, simple instruction, don't buy more fuel than you need. What do we all do? Buy more fuel than we need. Then all the fuel stations are out of fuel. Like, there's cars probably sat on drives at the moment, just full of fuel, not going anywhere, just because they panicked and thought, I don't want to be the one that doesn't have fuel. But if everyone thinks like that, no one gets fuel, or half the people get fuel, or the people that need the fuel that wasn't gonna just buy a full tank for the sake of it, now need the fuel and are having to queue up at fuel stations for hours on end just to get the fuel they deserve because they weren't gonna So I actually need fuel for my Focus, but my Focus is so low on fuel I can't even drive to the fuel station, so I'm gonna have to drive the Leon to a fuel station with like a little tiny jerry can thing just to put 8 quid in it. But I'm gonna look like one of the people that are trying to steal all the fuel. Well, I just want 8 quid so I can move the Focus, but I can't even do that at the moment because I drove to a fuel station. I'm not waiting in a line for an hour because I'm not one of them. I hope you enjoyed my rant. Thank you for watching, and anyone who's returning, the only reason I haven't uploaded recently is basically just a bit tight on money. So obviously my channel, I need to basically buy and modify my cars to just make content with, and I've just had a little bit less money than usual. So don't worry, more content coming out. I've just been paid, so more content is coming out this month. Also, I'm going to like 3 different car shows, so lots of content this month, to look forward to that. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.